Many thanks to Cape Ann Savings Bank, Gigaloni Construction, Sports Zone, Glover's Floor Coverings, for helping bring this sports program to you.
Welcome to Gloucester High School football in Adelphia. I'm Bob Drowan along with J.D. McEachran. Our camera person producer is Bob McGlinchey up on the roof. We're at Block Sidge Stadium in Swampscott for today's game between an afternoon game, a rare afternoon game in the Northeastern Conference for Gloucester, between Swampscott and against the Swampscott Big Blue. We're going to be in competition with the loudspeaker to our left, J.D., but we think we have an interesting contest for the fans. Welcome back, by the way, from your week's absence. And we have one of the best passers in the state here in Kyle Beatrice. He's got 23 touchdown passes. The state record is 32. That'll be something to watch. But most of all, Swampscott can score, but they also give up a lot of points, and that doesn't bode well against the Gloucester offense averaging more than 37 points a game.
Well, Bob, thanks for the welcome back. I understand you and Bob Burns had everything under control in my absence. We're in the cozy confines of the press box. We're surrounded by Swampscott people, so we have to be as positive as possible. Not that we wouldn't be. But you're right. I think this is a good game for Gloucester in the sense Swampscott has given up a lot of points, but they put the ball up in the air all the time. I think they introduced as a starting lineup about 6 wideouts. And Gloucester's got to look at a good passer. They don't know what they're going to see when they come Super Bowl time. The secondary hasn't really been tested, so I think this should prove to be interesting.
Gloucester's going to receive the opening kickoff. Kyle Goodwin and Tyler Testaverde back. Jeff Pratt is the kicker for Swampscott. It's going to be a low one, and it looks like Testaverde will pick it up at about the 17. He's coming left. He's got a little hole, and he's going to get up for a good return of about 20 yards to the 37-yard line. So good field position for Gloucester. Starting backfield for Gloucester, Nolan Palazzolo, number 14, Kyle Goodwin at wingback, number 11, Chris Ciccolone, the fullback, 38, Tyler Testaverde, the running back, number 23. Jim Eunice and Danny Murray we expect to be the starting ends, 89 and 81.
All on the 37-yard line.
Murray more likely to split out than Eunice. Starting tackles are Tyler Stropel, Dan O'Connor, the guards Jim Breza and Greg Thomas, and the starting center is John McKechnie. Testaverde in motion, Gloucester runs right, and Testaverde breaks it down. Testaverde is off to the races!
See you later.
And it's a 63-yard touchdown run, ladies and gentlemen.
No flags.
Reminiscent of the first play from scrimmage last week, just 18 yards longer.
Testaverde looked like he was stacked up at the line of scrimmage, actually. He bounced out of that and step outside, hit a hole, gets into the secondary, and before Swampscott can even think about it, he had a 10-yard head start, and that was plenty for Mr. Testaverde, that's for sure.
And not to be cruel, but I didn't have time to introduce the Swampscott defense, but I could see all their numbers when they were chasing Testaverde. I just couldn't. Never mind. Okay, for some reason the clock is running here. Okay, I guess already they were wrong. It's down to 10-20. Okay. At any rate, it's going to be Kevin LaTraverse on the extra point. And it's a fake. And in the back of the end zone, Murray catches it. An unbelievable catch in the back of the end zone. Dan Murray, and delivered by the backup quarterback, Vito Ciccolone. And we find out that number 4, Kyle Keating, is injured. That's why Kevin LaTraverse was in there to attempt the extra point, but it turned out to be a fake. And an 8-0 Gloucester lead. And Gloucester hasn't done anything wrong so far, JD.
Well, that's they showed up on time. They received the opening kickoff. They ran the first play for scrimmage in for a touchdown. Little fake, go for the 2-point conversion, find Danny Murray, and we've sung his praises, rightly so, all season long. Just a superb athlete, and Gigaloni just put it up in the general vicinity of Mr. Murray and let Danny take care of the rest, and he gathered it in. It was just a question of where he was on the back of the end zone, but referee right there, Gloucester 2-point conversion.
We know Dan Murray's an excellent basketball player, JD. Every week, if I leaps and bounds, he becomes a better football player. All right, Leo LaTraverse does the kickoff for Gloucester. We got some usual regulars on the kickoff team, and Kyle Goodwin and Testaverde are more or less the safeties. This kick will come down to Dunnigan, John Dunnigan, at about the 10-yard line for Swampscott. He comes back right. He's got a hole, and he gets a hit by Leo LaTraverse.
What a pop.
Right at about the 29-yard line. Dunnigan is one of 4 Swampscott captains. He's one of 6 wide receivers deployed by Swampscott on a regular basis. We're going to see a lot of 4 wide receiver sets here today, folks, maybe sometimes 5. Usually just a single running back behind Kyle Beatrice. We believe that will be Nick Camerlingo to start the game, number 40. Beatrice is number 18. He's going to fill the air with footballs here today.
Keeps the fullback in there with him.
And the 4 wide receiver set in. Looking right and finds, has a receiver open, but not a good pass.
A little bit of an overthrow, and I think Gloucester caught a break.
Little slant pattern there to number 2, James Lawler. And Beatrice missed on his first one.
Nolan Palazzola seeing defensive action as Gloucester looks for a little more speed in their defensive coverage. Nolan's seen a little bit of action at defense, but not much.
Gloucester with a different look on defense with 4 defensive backs.
Inside handoff with Rowe.
And a nice tackle by Palazzola. Came back off his man who became a blocker, and he saved a first down there, JD, with a shoe top tackle.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little more running room out this way, but Palazzola was tangled up with a blocker. The blocker had to slide off him a little bit, so he didn't clip him. Palazzola with a good short tackle.
We've got Goodwin operating as safety here today instead of cornerback. Camerlingo gets the first down. A good run, gets past the 40-yard line.
Number 40, Nick Camerlingo, carries for a first down for the big.
Ishai King, the freshman, still out there. Goodwin, as we said, Palazzola basically lining up on whoever splits out on this side.
King almost, it's almost like a double safety tandem, but now King does get up closer to the line. And we've got 3 receivers split out to the left this time. Beatrice looks through the
he's got a receiver. He's deflected nicely.
Okay.
Good coverage.
Okay, who was the man on that coverage?
Jesse Williams.
Jesse Williams is in. Okay, I thought I saw another number out there. So they got Jesse Williams out there in the defensive backfield.
Yeah, there's 28. It is Williams.
Yeah, he goes out for this play, but he was there. If the pass had been delivered a little bit more ahead, the receiver might have been able to stretch out for it, JD.
Now they bring Murray out. Murray had been in
again
defensively.
Swampscott obviously operating out of the shotgun attack. 3 receivers left. And this is a quick
Beatrice under
penetration.
pressure.
O'Connor with the sack. Eunice forced him to run, JD, and O'Connor dragged him down with some good speed.
Yeah, Beatrice able to avoid the initial pressure, but he got moving. O'Connor just a little too quick and able to run him down. And the oldest cliche in football on the defensive side is the best defense against a good passer is your pass rush. And Gloucester had it there.
About a 4-yard loss on the play, 3rd and 14. O'Connor's at left defensive end. Eunice lines up at the right side right now. Jim Reza, who's healthy again, is going both ways today so far at defensive tackle with Jamie Wall. Looking very over the middle now, and not a good throw. It looks a little anxious out there, JD.
Yeah, well, Gloucester's showing him some pretty good coverage, too. He was trying to thread it in there a little bit to Racky coming across the middle, but good coverage on Racky, and I think he's trying to be a little bit too fine with it, and a bit of an overthrow.
Okay, well, Gloucester's employing a bunch of defensive backs out there, and Ishai King, Nolan Palazzola in action on defense as a starter for the first time this year. He's filled in at the end of games in the past. We've got Swampscott in punt formation, and that's Jeff Pratt, who also kicks off for them. We've got a dual tandem back there of Testaverde and Goodwin. Goodwin is going to handle it at about the 25. He's going to come back left.
Oh, gets a nice block by Palazzola.
Jamie Wall with a block. They wanted a block in the back for that one, but I think Wall got himself in front of it, and Goodwin gets back to the 43. Swampscott fans not happy with that one, but I think he had the angle.
Palazzola and Jamie Wall gave him blocks to spring him up the side, and I think that's what the reaction is from our right. One of those 2 blocks. They looked okay from this angle.
I know Palazzola's is all right. Wall's was iffy. All right, Gloucester with good field position, and last time they started from the 37, and Testaverde with 63 yards around the right side. 1st and 10 from the 42. Goodwin in motion. That's the fullback. Giacalone, and he's got room, and he rambles for a first down and more. As the fullback trap goes for about 16, well, let's call it 15 yards to the 43 of Swampscott. The good news for Swampscott, JD, is they average almost 29 points a game. The bad news is they give up almost 26. And
now most of their scores have been absolute shootouts. As you noted, Beatrice puts the ball up a lot. They do score a lot, but they give up a lot also.
They are 5-3 overall, just 3-3 in Northeast Conference. They won 2 preseason non-league games.
Murray
looking right, and he's got it. Nice catch. And a good arm strength by Palazzola. The Swampscott defensive back maybe jumped too soon looking for the interception.
Well, that was, I don't know whether that was by design or not. Nolan went back, pumped quickly, looked out there in Murray's direction, and Murray adjusted, went upfield. Pratt looked like he had a little coverage on him, but good strong throw by Nolan, gets it over Pratt, and Mr. Murray makes the catch.
That's a 26-yard play down to the 17. 1st and 10, Fisherman.
Motion, Goodwin.
Goodwin in motion, gets it to the right side, and he's
dragged down from behind.
Dragged down from behind, exactly. Number 59 there in on the play.
There might have been Canty.
Garrett Valeri, and also
Canty, 58.
Oh, okay, Canty, 58, defensive lineman. Patrick Canty, yeah, he's one of the captains.
One of the captains.
Mark Buskas is one of the captains, number 74. Brett Sabeg, number 64, and Dunnigan, number 23.
Murray wide this side.
About a 2-yard gain on the play, down to the 15.
Motion, Goodwin again from the other side.
Palazzola looking over the middle, and deflected, almost handled by Murray.
Incompleted pass.
If he had handled that one, I would have put him in the all-everything category. Deflected about 5 yards away from him. Nolan had something on that ball. Somebody got a hand on it, and Murray still almost makes the catch with one hand.
3rd down and 8 from the 15 for the Fishermen. Giacalone at fullback. Testaverde set out to the left. Goodwin flanked right. Giacalone on the carry, and they thought they could break that one on the fullback trap, and they knew they were going to be coming back and going for a 4th down, JD, so it was a 2-down situation.
The surprise for pronouncing number 40's name from Swampscott. He was on the tackle.
Nick Camalengo.
Well, thank you. That's certainly not how it's spelled. Oh, there, that is the now.
4th down and 7.
He's the starting fullback and linebacker. Starting running back, I should say, because they have the one back set, but he has the size of a fullback. Goodwin set out to the left this time. Now we're going to have a timeout by Gloucester, as they weren't totally sure about things. We got 5:05 left to go in the first period. Gloucester on top 8-0. It's been all Gloucester, but Swampscott can get a little momentum if they can stop the Fishermen here, JD.
We'll wait till they stop and then we'll talk about it. But it is 4th and 8.
I said if.
Okay. Disclaimer with the if. Not sure why Gloucester called the timeout. Nolan went over to talk to the offensive coordinator, Paul Ingram.
Thank you.
Goodwin splits right again, and Murray left. Testaverde out into the left slot, basically. Giacalone, the sole running back. Straight drop back. And Goodwin has it inside the 5. A nice fire by just a little curl pattern, and Palazzola put it right on the numbers, JD.
Goodwin got a little tangled up with the defender, and Nolan just drilled it right in there, right in the middle of Goodwin's number 11 on his chest. And Goodwin, we wax as eloquently as possible about Murray's hands, but Mr. Goodwin is got a pretty decent set of hands himself.
1st and goal at the 4 for Gloucester. Goodwin again set out to the right. Same basic formation they just had on the 4th down play. In motion, Testaverde. No, it's Giacalone, and he rolls into the end zone. And the fullback trap working here today, JD.
Didn't work on the last play, as you know, to Bob Drowan, but worked nicely that time. And Gigaloni takes it
Touchdown by
in.
number 23, Tyler Testaverde for Gloucester.
No. Ciccone.
Gigaloni, 38.
Correction, number 38, Chris Giagaloni.
Louis gave him that pronunciation. He's going with it. He likes it better.
Okay. He likes it better.
Chris Ciccone, we're going to go with that pronunciation, folks, because we've been doing it all season. We're too set in our ways to change.
Again, they're
Setting up for the kick with La Traverse, but
La Traverse. This time I think he's going to kick it.
now this time I think we
Offside.
have some kind of motion or offside.
Swampscott jumped in. I don't know if they were drawn offside or not.
We've got
both the defensive
4:17
ends.
to go in the first quarter.
Offside, Swampscott.
A decent crowd here today.
Yes.
Rainy morning as the cross-country team's going to test as they were slip-sliding around Franklin Park in the rain, but with no adverse effects. But the rain, for the time being, is holding off, and a lot of people took a ride up for Gloucester, and some people over here on the Swampscott side.
That's why you got to be tough to be a runner, JJ.
Absolutely.
All elements.
There's no such thing as postponements in cross-country.
They don't run cross-country meets in dome stadiums, do they?
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right, now Gloucester's going to go for 2, given the fact that they're a little bit closer to the end zone after the penalty on Swampscott. And pop
They got
pass
it to
over the
Murray.
middle. That's to Murray, and it's almost too
That's
easy.
guaranteed. That's automatic.
Dan Murray. The score, Gloucester.
Danny
16, Swampscott
from the
0.
right side cuts in front of the defender. Nolan just quickly on the drop, just knew where Murray was going to be. Put it just put it in that general direction. Good throw by Nolan. What has now become a fairly routine catch for Murray, and another 2-point conversion for Palazzolo to Murray.
No, Nolan was very accurate last week, JD, against Saugus, and the accuracy is maybe even better so far here today. I don't know how we did, by the way, in our ratings last Tuesday, because we were going up against the World Series, the Celtics opener, the Bruins. Did you find out the overnight?
We have an excellent fan who I've kind of overlooked, and we'll talk about her a little bit later. Because I know we always have an audience.
Plus, I'm always concerned that half the audience will tune out as soon as they know you're not on the broadcast. They go right to the World Series.
But I know your mom's watching. So
well, that's true.
We're up to 2.
Yeah. Gloucester to kick off, 4:09. La Traverse sends it down the middle, and coming back with it is number 33, and he's going to, he makes a little move and gets an extra 5 yards out of it, and that was Christopher Kane.
I don't know why anybody would want to watch the World Series anyway. It's not very exciting.
I know, well.
Nothing's happening.
Actually, Tuesday night's game wasn't as exciting as Wednesday and Thursday, so maybe we did better than I thought in the ratings. Plus, our broadcast is already over when all the excitement happens anyway.
True.
Although the Manchester game went pretty late the other night. We got a late start.
Swampscott out quickly.
1st and 10. Beatrice calling the signals. 3 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right.
Quick
Looks
drop.
for the
Now
middle.
he's gonna
He's got it this time. This is a good peg on the
Nice
slant
throw.
pattern to Dunnigan, and Dunnigan gets over the 46. And this is what we expect from this kind of a prolific passer, JD, right on the numbers on the slant pad.
Yeah, he slants in from the left side. That was the best pass that Beatrice has thrown thus far. That was exactly where it should be.
We got Jesse Williams in over on the right side at defensive back. We got Ishai King and Goodwin almost at the double safety set right now. Palazzolo's at cornerback. Testaverde in the slot
They
on
do
the
the
slot man.
handoff.
Handoff is to number 31, and that's Alex Stone. He's a backup to Camerlengo, a little bit faster. And
La Traverse was right there. They might have gotten a yard.
Swampscott obviously wants to change it up every once in a while just to keep the pass rush honest, JD.
Somebody hurt from Swampscott.
67, David
is,
Weiner.
David Weiner, one of their starters. Senior listed as 6'1", 228, two-way player.
Vusbukas, number 74, and Sabig, number 64, both in the offensive line. Patrick Canty, also 63, Kevin Hogan, and David Weiner, 67. We could see Bob DeBias, number 56, come in if Weiner can't continue. The receivers that we're seeing rotate out there for Swampscott: Chris Smith, number 1, James Lawler, number 2, Dunnigan, number 23. Also a captain, as we mentioned, Tim Kiley, number 6.
67, David Weiner.
And also David Racky, who's the backup quarterback, also a backup wide receiver. And he's number 26. Right now, coming out to the right are Chris Smith and Kiley.
Winder off under his own steam. Looks a little shaken up, but otherwise okay.
The clock has started, and again, we're under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Gloucester on top 16-0. Two receivers to either side. Petrus with a little pressure, side steps, now he's going down. And Jamie Wall got there with the sack.
Well, Petrus had to step up. The defensive ends from either side of Connor and Eunice were putting pressure on. The pocket collapsed a little bit, and Wall right there to take care of Mr. Petrus when he tried to step up.
Jack Reed and Leo LaTraverse are the other people in the defensive set behind the front four. LaTraverse is acting like a middle linebacker, and Reed is in occasional pass coverage.
Trips out to this side now.
Trips to the right.
Loose
Ball is loose. It could be Gloucester. No, it's
still
going to
loose.
Bounce out, and it's going to be covered by Stone. And that's fortunate for them. I thought it was a quick whistle for a second, JD.
Swampscott recovered by number 31.
It's going to be a punting situation. And some of those Swampscott receivers are very tiny people.
Yeah, no, this is what we had heard, that every snap is taken in the shotgun, and the wideouts are not all that big.
All right, the Gloucester defense clicking pretty well. Basically a 4-1-6, I guess we could call it. Jack Reed kind of sometimes makes it a 4-2-5, but
basically just trying to put man-on-man on the wideouts.
And alternating who's going to be the safety man on some plays. A bunch of different looks. Eunice with some penetration, but the kick is away. It's pretty high. It's going to be Testaverde handling it at about the 27, and he's going to be wrapped up. Probably lost about a yard on that return. So Gloucester will have their worst field position of the day. They started at the 37 after the opening kickoff. They had a 63-yard touchdown run. Then they got the return to 17-yard punt return from the 25 as some of the people moaned for Swampscott about possible blocking the back, but they started their second possession at the 42, and they went 58 yards. The fullback trap working, a nice sideline pass to Murray for 26 yards.
They're saying that's the period?
And they're saying that's the end of the
clock.
Okay, it shows 1:41 on the clock, but they're saying it's the end of the period. And after one, it's Gloucester 16, Swampscott nothing. We'll be right back. Welcome back to second quarter action. I'm Bob Drowan along with J.D. McEachran. A very speedy first period, J.D.
Well, the referees are official down on the field, but we've been watching the clock, and we thought they had it pretty accurately, but never seen one that far off.
And an arm's length for $5. The winning number.
Now we get a problem because it hasn't gone down to 0. See if the referee's paying attention.
They'll have to keep the time on the field definitely this time because they can't reset the clock for the start of the second period. And here's Palazzola looking to the left. Oh, Testaverde wide open. The block from Murray. Testaverde cuts back, and he's going to go down at about the 34-yard line. That was just a...
Somebody blew a coverage.
Well,
Testaverde... Somebody did pick him up.
Two people went with Murray, and nobody was ready for the back coming late out of the backfield. And Palazzola actually looked to the right and sold that play pretty well, and then came back to Testaverde streaking to the left. And that goes to the 33-yard line. And so that's a 41-yard play. Original line of scrimmage was the 26. Handoff to Giacalone for a couple.
Giacalone carry the ball.
And that was a very interesting Gloucester play. And obviously Murray gets a lot of attention, but having the back come out late like that, and I think the fact that the Swampscott defense reacted to where Palazzola was looking at first.
Well, again, with Murray and Goodwin, the prime threats, always got to keep an eye on Jimmy Eunice. Slipping it back out of the backfield is, I'm sure, going to be part of the thoughts as far as the passing game goes.
Giacalone got about 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 for the Fishermen. Palazzola looking to the left, and this one he just kind of throws away.
Yeah, he was under some big pressure.
3rd down and 8.
He got dropped, I believe, is that
61?
DiPietro.
Chris DiPietro, I would think the pronunciation is. He's a senior defensive lineman listed only at 192, but has some quickness, obviously. And that was the first real pressure they got on Nolan Palazzolo. This is basically 4-down territory for Gloucester offense once they're inside the 35 on any team, especially if they got a 16-0 lead. 3rd and 8 from the 31. Goodwin right. Palazzolo drop back. Looks to Goodwin.
Yep.
Goodwin is going to be close to the first down.
Pays a price.
Yeah.
Number 11, Kyle Goodwin.
Christopher Kane on the tackle.
It's going to be about a yard short. We could be looking at a quarterback sneak situation.
Oh, could it be?
Good play by Christopher Kane on that hit. And Goodwin, once again, showing the
Drills
excellent
in front
hands.
of him. Palazzolo puts it up there for him. Goodwin up, makes the catch. Now we have a whistle.
Oh, I guess they were
by the
asking for a
official.
measurement, but
Timeout for measurement.
it's kind of silly if you ask me because they look well short by a yard. But what the heck?
Maybe they get a few words that they want to impart to Mr. Palazzolo.
Oh, it's closer than I thought. I will say that.
Okay.
I thought they needed all the way to the 33. Now Gloucester knows that
4th down and 1.
they probably can't miss on the quarterback sneak unless they fumble or something. We think the clock might be accurate now. They ran it down. They're showing 9:16. Obviously, now it's going to start running again, but I think the refs had a chance to reset it. And it is a fumble. If Gloucester gets it, it's probably a first down. But no, Swampscott's got it. Okay.
Well, you're the kiss
I'm
of
a
death.
curse. I'm a curse.
Wow. The only thing that could go wrong, says Spot Throwing,
I was the
went
guy.
wrong.
I was the guy who said Tom Brady would never throw an interception in his NFL career. Same thing,
As
JD.
soon as that word filtered down to him, he proceeded to throw 4.
Yeah, in one period. I apologize, Nolan Palazzolo. Usually sure-handed.
Again, McKechnie and Palazzolo have been very good on the exchanges all year. McKechnie starting center after playing behind Zarilli for 3 years, and that's probably the first time that I can remember any kind of a miscue.
This is the 8th possession for Gloucester in the last 2 weeks in the first half, and the first one they didn't score on. Running to the outside is Stone.
Jimmy Eunice might be hurt. Jimmy Eunice might be hurt. Let's see.
Ooh, okay, but he's right back up.
He got hit down around the knee.
His cousin's coming in for him. That's obvious.
Just the way he reacted.
Yeah, okay.
He's hurt.
All right.
Let's
We'll keep an eye on that, but he is coming off under his own power. Swampscott trying to move it pretty quickly in the huddle very briefly. We had about a 4-yard gain on that play. Beatrice from the shotgun, looking right, has his man on the slant pattern.
Right on it.
Tim Kiley. Just a really good throw. Gloucester defense just slightly behind.
Palazzolo and Goodwin there on the coverage, but Beatrice put it in there very nicely. Had something on that pass.
Picked up about 15 on that play.
Keep an eye on Jimmy Eunice over on the sideline. I caught the tail end of it.
He's
looked
back.
Like
He's back.
he's back. Okay, that's why I can't find him on the sideline.
Yeah,
it's right in front of us. It might have been a stinger type thing.
And here's a run by Stone, and Stone's got some room, and he goes to the 31-yard line of Gloucester. So that's a play where the passing game sets up the running game, JD.
Stone carries the ball to Swampscott, and another first down.
Stone alternates with Camerlengo at the running back spot, but obviously has a little more speed than Camerlengo.
Watched Eunice on that play. He looked okay, so that's the good news. But good news for Swampscott. Nice gain on the ground. First down, fairly deep into Gloucester
Call it
territory.
26 yards to the 30.
Back
They
to the
run
running
again,
game.
and this time it's going to be wrapped up by Nick Kukuru, number 47.
Good
So
short
Kukuru is
tackle.
checked in at the linebacker spot. And
Another favorite of announcers everywhere. Gigaloni and Kukuru bound to tongue-tie some people.
call it a yard gain. 2nd and 9. Beatrice looks over the middle again, and this one's a little bit tall. the ball was not catchable, and any contact came after the ball
was gone. There was contact, but the referee comes in very quickly and says the ball was uncatchable.
3rd down and 8 for the Big Blue.
That one was intended for Chris Smith's number 1.
There's a towel on the field. Maybe Swampscott's calling for the replay. They want that reviewed. But the referee was very quick. It was clearly over the intended receiver's head.
We do have David Rackian now at the receiver spot on the right side. Dunnigan's all by himself on the left. This is a handoff, and it's not going to work out.
Now
Murray's there, and good pursuit wraps up the play. Murray had him by the jersey. Kukuru there, and Kevin LaTraverse checked into the defensive line, and he was also there, J.D., number 3.
He had nowhere to go, and he tried to go to the outside, and Danny Murray just virtually reached over the blocker and grabbed a hold. Got a little bit of help, but good job by Murray.
Once again, there was a play where Swampscott was hoping they could trick the Gloucester defense with the run on 3rd down when they knew they were going to come back and be throwing on 4th down because it's 4-down territory. They have nothing to lose at the 30-yard line in a game in which they're already behind 16-0.
Swampscott player shaken up. That's Alex Stone, but he looks all right as he comes off.
Yeah, he was the running back on the play, just broke the 25-yard run to get Swampscott down there. Now checking into the backfield is 33, Christopher Kane. We've seen him on special teams, on defense. Beatrice looks to the right, and he's got a man, and it's going to be, I think it's short of the first down.
Let's see where the forward progress is marked.
I don't think so.
They're going to call for a measurement.
No, I don't think so. Oh,
it is first down. Wow. Based on the spot, I thought he was pretty close.
Wow,
it is
okay, all right, my mistake.
So Chris Smith again with the curl.
I would have measured that one.
They've been successful on the slants, and they just curled Smith in. And he was down just far enough. Beatrice finds him, and Swampscott has a little drive going.
We can hear the Gloucester fans reacting over there about that one. And here's a handoff again, and this is for Kane, and he gets ahead for about 6. So the running game occasionally working here for Swampscott, especially on situations where it looks like they should pass. This was the first
they're having some fun. They're mixing it up as best they can. They get an obvious size disadvantage. Gloucester coming in and firmly ensconced on top of the Northeastern Conference as an undefeated team. As we said, Swampscott does score, but they do give them up. But they're having a little fun right now.
And they wouldn't be the first team to take advantage of a Gloucester turnover in the second period. Here's a pass out to the left and a little bit too tall for Dunnigan, and right there on the hit was Ishai King.
Well covered, even if he made the catch. And I'm sure the presence of King bearing down on him had a little influence on his not being able to hold on to it.
It's going to be 3rd and a long 4 from the 15-yard line, just outside the 15-yard line. Murray checks out of the game from defensive end. They send in an extra defensive back, Jesse Williams. This is a running play and doesn't go.
Now
Gloucester was looking for it more, and they're being very aware now, J.D.
O'Connor and Reza. Look, it was for a second like there was a little glimpse of daylight, but they closed. Gloucester closed it down quickly.
That was Kane on the carry. Alex Stone is up and on the sideline, so we think he's all right. Kane, the 3rd running back they've used already.
3 wideouts to this side.
And call it 4th and about 4. Over the middle. I know.
Hit him.
Ishai King had his hand up. That might have bothered the sight line.
It would have been a good catch. King, as you said, got a hand up and possibly obscured the the intended receivers' vision. But Gloucester will take over. So the drive by Swampscott stalls out.
Well, we got 2 stories basically going on in this game. Gloucester charging toward an undefeated season, and Swampscott trying to end that. And also we have Beatrice's personal quest for the state record in touchdown passes. Needs 10. He's got 23. The record is 32. Running play over the right side. Testaverde breaks tackle, and gets ahead for about 7 yards, and really protecting the ball well, J.D.
He spun off a tackler, and as soon as he felt the pressure, he did wrap the ball up. And as you said, Bob, gets him 7 yards.
We're under the 4-minute mark now.
Second down and 3 for Gloucester.
Some of the Swampscott people said that they played a lot of 3-hour games this year because of Beatrice throwing the ball so often, but Gloucester
The referees must have heard that.
Yeah,
They
maybe in the first period.
along.
But Gloucester certainly keeping the ball on the ground, and when they pass, they complete them, so the clock keeps running after the first down is marked. Over the left side, and a good job by the pursuit that time. Testaverde ran to the left.
Testaverde carry, number 23.
He is close to a first down, it looks like, though. And it is a first down.
Okay. They
Okay.
leave the ball right there. And referee signals first down.
First down for Gloucester.
Under 3 minutes, unofficially remaining in the first half.
Based on the first period, it could be the third period.
This is true.
But no. Gloucester with the first down at the 24-yard line. They come out with tight formation. Murray in as a double tight end. Long count.
A lot of movement.
I think
Late flag, but there was certainly
I think
all sorts
Gloucester
of
might have
movement.
moved, though. I think it was might be on a good one. He was supposed to go in motion from the wingback spot, but I think he moved and didn't start before the snap count. Oh, no. Okay, they're going against Swampscott. Okay, I'm wrong again. What? Okay. All right, they're calling me. Okay, I'm right. I went from being wrong. Okay. Okay.
Now.
Oh, no. I'm
Okay,
back to
now
being
they turn
wrong.
around.
Okay. I'm totally confused.
Well, the referee went one way, and they started stepping off in that direction. Then he turns around and steps it off against Swampscott.
I guess good one was legal, but it didn't look legal to me.
Well, they might have made some contact when they jumped into the neutral zone.
All right, anyway, it's 1st and 5 for Gloucester at the 29. I can tell you that. And Goodwin is in motion legally this time, and Testaverde carries over the right side, I believe.
23, Tyler Testaverde carries for
And
Gloucester.
about a yard on the play.
Gain of 1, it'll be 2nd and 4.
Number 58 in on the play for Swampscott again, Patrick Canty, one of the captains, as we said. And obviously a solid player. He checks out momentarily. Jeff Pratt is the safety for Swampscott. Christopher Kane's one of the defensive backs over on the right side. Now we have Kane shifting into coverage, and 83 is back as a safety, Nasser Shams. Palazzolo rolls right. He's looking
Murray,
for Murray.
but throws
Throws
underneath
it
to
short
Eunice.
to Eunice, yep. Up across the 45-yard line. It'll be another first down for the Fishermen.
Palazzolo complete to number 89, Jim Eunice.
And once again, Murray is used to go deep, and
Right.
Eunice drags behind him. I think any of our fans out there know that pattern by now.
And a nice throw by Nolan. Good catch by Jimmy.
1st and 10 for the Fishermen at the 45. Their own. Murray split out to the left. Goodwin in motion. Palazzolo straight drop back. And this one's thrown
Oh,
short.
almost intercepted. Good coverage.
And this time there was a man, and it was Kane, who was right with
Christopher
Testaverde. Palazzolo did not have any zip on that ball. He acted like he thought Testaverde was going to be all alone again, and he wasn't.
Kane had the actually the inside route to the ball.
Yeah, Testaverde might actually have prevented an interception with getting his arm up. Showing 1:17 and moving. I don't know why the clock is moving on an incomplete pass. They're going to have to explain that to me. I guess we're playing running time here at Swampscott. I don't know what the refs are doing. Palazzolo with a
Whoa.
deep throw, and Goodwin was
Palazzolo
held
got
up.
decked.
He had to let that one go
I
before the
think it
receiver
was
was turning
Canty
around.
that came in and put
Yeah.
the pressure on Palazzolo, and he got it away a little quicker than he wanted to. And timeout call by Gloucester. Let's take care of something very, very important, Mr. Drowan,
Okay.
before we proceed here.
Go
and
right
that's
ahead, Mr. McEachern.
the reason that we're here, and thanks to the Cape Ann Savings Bank, Gigaloni Construction, Glover's Floor Coverings, and Sports Zone.
Thank you indeed. Gloucester looking at 3rd down and 10 from the 45-yard line. Now the clock reads 54 seconds, and I'm not going to go borrow a stopwatch and time the second half, JD, but I really don't know what's going on with that clock and these refs.
A couple other pieces of business to take care of. We'll do
Okay.
one of them now while we have a second. Back to when Terry Silver broke Nate Ross's record, we thought there was going to be a member of the Ross family to make the presentation. We did see a young man down there hand the ball to Terry, and I wasn't sure who it was. Well, his mom let me know loud and clear the other night who it is. And it is indeed a member of the Ross family. It's Richard Bell Ross, grandson of Nate, Skip's boy, and his proud mother. Kind of gave me a whack behind the ear, but I know Richard, but I haven't seen him for a long time. I apologize for not recognizing him, and it was nice of him to be part of the ceremony for Terry.
All right, Fishermen have receivers out to the left and right, Murray and Goodwin. It's a draw play, and Giacalone was the rule, and the ball is loose, and it's going to be covered by Swampscott. So the second fumble of the second period by Gloucester, and Giacalone has been shorthanded all year, JD, and it looked like he was going to be
I'm not sure somebody didn't get a piece of that. Giacalone, nice job. Looked like he might be stopped up at the line of scrimmage, kicked it to the outside a little bit, a little pursuit by Swampscott. Not sure if somebody got a hand in there. Ball pops loose, and Nasser Shams comes up with it for Swampscott, and they've got a minute to play around with, or maybe a little less than a minute, and a decent field position. So I am sure will be looking to put it up.
46 seconds left. Two receivers to each side. Draw play.
Oh, yeah, nice call.
Campbellengo gets to the outside.
Got the
Goodwin's got the
sideline.
angle.
Goodwin knocks him
out.
out of bounds.
Nice call by Swampscott.
Bad call by me. Got a couple of blocks out to their right side. Went up the sideline, and Goodwin, with his good speed, able to chase him down. But good field position for Swampscott. They'll get a couple of cracks at the end zone. They've got some of their timeouts, which they just called now.
34 seconds left in the half.
And certainly the way this game started off, Bob Drowan, we didn't think we'd be talking about a 16-0 halftime lead as Gloucester headed to the half, with Swampscott with an opportunity to cut into that. It looked like Gloucester was going to be able to name his own score. Swampscott's having some fun and has made it interesting.
And Gloucester, once again, something they didn't do last week, they have a little bit of problem with turnovers in the second quarter after they usually put a couple scores quickly on the board in the first period. Last week, five straight touchdowns on 5 straight possessions, including the last one was a punt return by Goodwin. And they just were an offensive juggernaut last week. But give credit to Coach Steve Dombrowski for that call. Come out with 46 seconds after the turnover. They figure Beatrice is going to go deep. Gloucester with a bunch of defensive backs. And Camerlengo, who I said might not be as fast as the other two running backs we've seen, showed some pretty good speed. Goodwin got him, but he didn't get him as soon as I thought he might.
And it's a good call with your timeouts, because you got an opportunity to catch Gloucester thinking that you're going to throw the ball. If nothing happened on the run, then you can call the quick timeout. So nice call. Like I said, they're having some fun here, and they've kept it interesting, even though they're yet to get on the scoreboard, but opportunity is knocking.
Camerlengo with a carry of more than 40 yards to get it down to the 17-yard line. And with time, Beatrice looks over the middle for Dunning and knocked out by Jesse Williams. Good job.
Pass intended for number 23, John Dunning.
Swampscott coaching staff, I think, is trying to say that Williams might have had a left hand on the receiver. He clearly reached over with a right hand, knocked the ball away, but the argument is falling on deaf ears. But Williams does the job defensively and brings up second down.
2nd and 10 for Beatrice from the 17. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. This is the draw again. And Kane with it, and they're going to call immediate timeout, I'm sure. Timeout. And Kane goes ahead for about 4. Now it's just a matter of time. Could they afford to go with the running play in that situation? And of course, with the timeouts, they can, but they've got 17 seconds left. They've got to both renew the downs. They probably have time for 3 plays. If they're going to have 3 plays, they've got to renew the downs. And they may want to take a shot at the end zone. They're down to the 14-yard line right now.
Had success with the slants and a couple of curl-ins
Let's call it the 13-yard line.
And from 13 yards out, enough room to run the slants, and Beatrice has showed the arm that he could curl somebody in the end zone and try to hit him that way. So we'll see what they come up with.
2 receivers to each side. Kane is the running back. Beatrice looks over the middle. Short
He's
pass.
got a receiver.
You got to have a first down, and now it's a matter of calling another timeout.
Do they have the time? They do.
That's
They
Jeff
got the
Pratt
timeout.
on the crossing pattern, and that was a nice throw.
Completed from Beatrice to Jeff Pratt, number 11.
Probably time for 2 more plays.
Goal to Swampscott.
They're at the 6-yard line.
I think he's closer to that.
I'm sorry, they're
one.
inside the 5. It's the 1-yard line.
Yeah, I thought it was a
Excuse me.
question
Okay.
of whether he could go into the end zone.
All right, okay. Misread that yard line. Inside the 5. We're very close to the Swampscott field, but we're not up high, which of course hurts.
And as I said, it's cozy. We have
Yeah,
a lot
we're
of people
very cozy.
in blue.
Yeah. Making a lot of new friends
Have a
here.
Good old friend from, spent some time down in Gloucester, Frank Sanchez. Did some prosecuting in the district court. And now he's into private practice. And he's probably wearing his big blue. Bought a shirt at Old Navy, though. Must not be doing well yet as a lawyer if he's shop at Old Navy, but that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, you're comfortable.
Big decision here by Swampscott. Do they
Yeah,
want to
this
try and
is,
run, or, you know?
We don't know what the timeout situation, which obviously would have a lot of
I think they'd
bearing
have
on
at
it.
least 1 left.
And also, the clock, as we said, is unofficial. We don't know whether we're looking at 10 or 18 or 2.
The clock was totally unofficial in the first period. We know that for sure.
Yeah, I think the officials saw to it.
I don't know.
I had to think that was a goof on the officials' part, but who knows. Now let's see what Swampscott comes up with. Come out with a running formation.
It is a running formation indeed. And
they
they
are
hand off
running it. They give it to
Carolenko.
the
He's
fullback.
got
He's
the
got a
touchdown.
touchdown.
They did a good job. Okay. So the fans have something to cheer about here.
Yes, they do. So they capitalize on the Gloucester turnover, and time running out in the first half, they get themselves on the scoreboard.
I think given the fact that Gloucester has 16 points on the board, it's almost mandatory that Swampscott go for 2 here, JD. The clock didn't even move on that one, so we got 10 seconds left in the period. No reason for the clock to move. I mean, what the heck. And it's going to be back to the multiple receivers and shotgun set for the 2-point conversion. Look for it over the middle.
Looking
Now
left.
he's going. Oh, no. That was.
Incomplete.
That, I don't know whether somebody got a piece of that. That didn't
Okay.
look like some of the passes that Beatrice has thrown.
No zip on it. Anyways, the good news for Gloucester is they did prevent the 2-point conversion, so Swampscott is still 2 scores behind. It's 16-6, but the Gloucester coaching staff obviously not happy giving up a touchdown drive in the last minute of a first half in which they dominated, JD.
Well, it's certainly a funny game. I mean, if you kind of went back and thought over the first half, it looked like Gloucester had dominated, particularly when they scored on that first play from scrimmage. But Swampscott had shown a little resiliency and been able to stick around.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the
And, of course, Swampscott does receive the second half kickoff. And if they can do something with that kickoff, they could be right back in this game.
How can I win?
We've got Jeff Pratt, who caught the big pass that gave Swampscott the first down at the 1-yard line, ready to kick off. We kind of anticipate that he might not be
Jeff Pratt, number
looking
11,
to
kicking
loft it
off
to Goodwin or Testaverde. He may just punch this one with, we've got 6 seconds left in the half now. Oh, they changed the clock again on us when we weren't looking.
Yeah, I can imagine they're going to just keep this thing low and bounce it. Well, it
That
bounces.
bounces pretty
Not
much
low,
right.
not a bad
to
kick.
Goodwin. Goodwin comes back right. Looks
Looking for a
hole.
seam.
And that's going to be the end of the half if the clock is accurate.
Brad Jawalski wraps him up, and that is the end of the first half.
And Gloucester on top, 16-6. Very efficient in the first period and a little bit sloppy in the second period. But we'll be back with second half action right after this. Welcome back to second half action, and suddenly we are bathed in sunshine here. J.D.
Nice
McEachern.
afternoon.
Yeah.
Rainy morning, but it broke through nicely.
I'm Bob Jordan along with J.D. McEachern, and the sunshine is now falling on our cameraman producer Bob McGlinchey up on the roof here above us at the Swampscott press box, cozy little press box here at Blocksidge Stadium. Gloucester on top 16-6. The stat we're going to throw out at you after the first half is over is 142 total yards for Swampscott, 81 on the ground, 61 through the air. How about that, J.D.?
Very surprising stat.
Gloucester has 195 total yards as we reflect the fact that they are ahead 16-6. They got a big 63-yard run from Tyler Testaverde, but they're pretty balanced, 104 yards on the ground, 91 yards through the air. Giacalone has the other Gloucester touchdown in addition to the Testaverde 63-yard run, and Nick Camerlengo, who set up the Swampscott touchdown late in the first half with a run of more than 40 yards, right at the final yard with just 10 seconds showing on the clock. We think it was actually 6 seconds showing on the clock as it turned out when they reset the clock to give Swampscott something to cheer about and get on the scoreboard in what looked like it was going to be a scoreless second period, but Gloucester finally did pay for the second turnover, J.D.
Exactly. If anything, as John Doc Enos, who was kind enough to provide us with the stats, just said that Gloucester stopped itself. And we'll just have to see as they're going to be kicking the ball off to Swampscott. Gloucester, again, looking at a formation that they don't see too often. They've adjusted their personnel defensively, and Swampscott's crossed them up with a little bit of a running game, and second half action set to go.
Leo Latraverse's kick is handled at about the 20-yard line by Stone, the running back, and Stone gets ahead to the 45-yard line, and Swampscott crowd is into it here. It's pretty solid home crowd for Swampscott. As always, the Gloucester fans across the way support their team on the road, J.D., but this possession a little bit crucial here. Gloucester doesn't want to let Swampscott get any kind of a roll going.
They won't. Evan Poole on the side of the grab, they kind of wrestled them down as much as anything, but Swampscott does get that good field position to start with.
Nolan Palazzolo continues on defense. He's right in front of us with the wide receiver to the right and the triple wide receivers. And here's a rush by Murray. This is a short pass, but it's to a spot, and it's caught. And nice catch by Chris Smith. And Beatrice was definitely throwing to a spot there, and good coverage, but it worked out.
No, the coverage was fine. Smith just came to the ball, and you're right, that was a little bit of a spot. As often as Beatrice has been throwing the ball this season, I'm sure all his receivers are quite familiar with him, and they looked at there, and it gives them a first down.
15-yard completion. Now back to the draw play, and this is going to go for a couple.
That was a push play.
Yeah,
Beatrice handled the ball and gave him a shove.
Yeah, say it's you. And that was Alex Stone starting the second half. We believe that all three running backs are healthy. Camerlengo, number 40, is on the sideline, and they also used number 33, Kane, as a running back. That one went for about 2 yards. Again, of course, designed to keep the pass rush off Beatrice as much as it is to try and gain yardage. But, of course, their biggest plays in the first half were on the ground. Beatrice now looks short, and this could be picked off, and now it's
In the pros, it'd be a touchdown.
That was a play where the Gloucester defender was looking at the interception, and it turned out to be a short completion because the receiver, David Rackey, had his one knee on the ground.
Reed came up, gambled a little bit. Beatrice probably had a little more zip on that than Reed anticipated, and it was a completion and short yardage as the knee touched the ground when he caught it, and it's a good thing it did.
Just 2
because
yards.
He was long gone.
3rd and 6 from the 36. And now the protection breaks down and over the middle.
Oh, good defensive play.
And that's Jesse Williams.
Williams again.
Swampscott is looking for pass interference. It's just not there, folks. It's just not there. He came legally and knocked that ball down.
Probably 4-down territory for Swampscott.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, they're not going to. They have to take advantage of this field position one way or the other. They've got to go for it. They've got 3 receivers out to the right once again. Beatrice looks right and looks deep. And that one's knocked
broken
away
up by
Palazzolo.
Palazzolo. Double coverage. That would have been a hard completion. Palazzolo reached up and tipped it. Good coverage.
He was trying to not just go for the first down, but he was trying to go for the touchdown, JD.
Kylie was pretty much sandwiched on that. Palazzolo behind him, and they had a deep man there. Palazzolo just reached up and tipped it.
Gloucester's been very good at scoring on their first possession in the third quarter, no matter what has gone and transpired in the second quarter, JD. We'll see how they respond here today. And we got a timeout by Swampscott, and that's not one you want to waste because you only have 10 people out on the field, JD. So
a little confusion making the transition from offense to defense.
8:57 to go in the third quarter, and this will be a short timeout as they just basically wanted to make sure that they didn't have 10 men on the field and give up a touchdown to somebody uncovered on the Gloucester flanks. Murray split out to the left. This is the fullback trap. Giacalone with
one man to beat.
He's going to be taken down by the safety. That's
83, Nazar Shams.
Shams, and the fullback trap worked just like it did on the first play of the first half, Jay. The first time they ran it in the first half on their second possession.
Unusual number for a safety with Shams because he's a wideout on offense, but Shams, the only man between Giacalone and the end zone, makes a good shortstop.
18 yards on that carry. First and 10 at the 46 of Swampscott. And Giacalone gets it again, and he's going to go ahead for about 3.
Chris Giacalone carries for Gloucester.
Ryan Mahoney, number 44 on the tackle for Swampscott.
2nd and 8.
Patrick Candy checks back in on defense, and number 61, Chris DiPietro, has been playing well, comes out. Canty, one of the 4 quad captains for Swampscott. We're going to call it a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 for the Fishermen. Palazzolo, straight drop back. He's rushed.
A little pressure.
Murray on the sideline.
Knocked away.
Jeff Pratt with a nice play. They both jumped for it. Murray obviously with a little advantage with his size, but Pratt fought for the ball and knocked it down, JD.
Pratt positioned himself well, and Murray was unable to reach up over him, which he's done quite often in the past on a shot at defender. And Pratt kind of jumped nicely, got a hand up, knocked the ball away, and actually had a shot at the interception.
3rd down and 7, just inside the 44-yard line of Swampscott. Goodwin is flanked out to the right this time, and Murray to the left. Pratt stays with Murray over on that side. Palazzolo drops back, looks over to the Murray.
They went for the interception, and Murray's
he's going to
gone.
go for the touchdown.
Guess what? Murray dropped the ball too quick. He dropped the ball too quick. The referee didn't give the signal. Swampscott wasn't paying attention. They could have recovered it.
And it's recovered by 52, Tyler Stropel. He gets the touchdown.
Swampscott was not paying attention. Tyler Stropel comes up with a touchdown. We watched the referee, did a good job. Murray dropped it before going into the end zone, and the referee waited. Swampscott was not alert enough to fall on it. Stropel lost a touchdown, but Mr. Murray, I think, will learn a little lesson. Let's not be premature with the drop.
Run through the end zone and then drop it.
Now there's a crisscross line down there in the end zone, and I'm sure Danny thought he was in, but the referee stood right there. He waited. Stropel saw what was going on. He comes over. He makes the recovery, and technically it's a fumble by Murray and recovery by Stropel.
And a very fortunate situation for the Fishermen.
2 blue jerseys there, and they didn't react.
Gloucester going for 2. Palazzolo to Goodwin. Goodwin with the speed to the corner. And he
gets in.
Just barely.
2-point conversion.
24-6.
24, Swampscott 6.
Goodwin in the wingback spot. Just goes into the flat area. Palazzolo gets it out there quickly. Goodwin ends up one-on-one with enough speed. Gets to the corner of the end zone. He was covered over there by Christopher Kane, but Goodwin able to get in for another 2-point conversion by the Fishermen.
That's a 44-yard touchdown pass, we thought, but it's actually a 43-yard pass and fumble play. So, but the good news is that they did go for the interception, and Murray showed great concentration to catch one down by his knees. Then obviously he's off to the races, and he's going to go across that goal line every time for the rest of his career. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
You're right. Two Swampscott defenders, both instead of covering Murray, went for the football. And Danny, as you said, excellent concentration. Again, showing the good hands and the good speed. Gets down the sideline and just ball, shall we say, got away from him. But Stropel saw what was happening and gets...
Good job by Tyler Stropel. Here's the return by Stone. Off the kick by block reverse. Stone with some room. Nice he's got up to the 40, so he's given Swampscott a good field position on both kicks this third period.
I don't have total recall, but I would predict that's Tyler Stropel's first touchdown of his varsity career.
And he earned it because he was aware and he noticed the referee was not putting his arms in the air like you're supposed to.
And no knock on the Swampscott kids because they were not looking at the referee. Stropel saw that the referee hadn't gone up with a touchdown signal and alertly fell on the ball.
All right, 24-6 for Gloucester. Breathing room, clock running. And here's a pass across the middle, and it's a
ball's
ball.
loose. Palazzolo
Gloucester's got a chance.
Knocks the ball away. Goodwin tries to throw it back on the field. Didn't have possession.
This could still be Swampscott ball.
And they actually pick up about 12 yards on the play.
Swampscott ball, okay. So the catch was made by Tim Kiley, and Gloucester tracing it, and Goodwin made a heads-up play trying to flip it back onto the field, but he couldn't do it. It landed out of bounds.
His momentum was carrying him out of bounds, so he literally tried to flip it back onto the playing field, but they said he went out of bounds. Palazzolo makes a good defensive play. The reception was made. Palazzolo punches the ball out from behind, but the thing rolled all the way over to the sidelines, and Swampscott ends up with a big play.
26-yard gain to the Gloucester 34, and the draw play is not going to work this time, and that's a good penetration by Jack Reed.
Nice penetration.
Number 10.
They tried to cut it back to the outside, and Reed with a just good sure tackle down around the ankles.
The way that we call it a draw play, and a draw play usually goes directly up the middle, but with this kind of an offense where they have three receivers out to the right, one out to the left, is basically I'm going to try and disguise the fact that it's a running play, and then he kind of has the option which way he wants to go. That one might have been better advised if he did go out the middle because Reed had him in his sights. 2nd and 11. This was too tall. Once again, Beecher seems to favor the crossing patterns and the slants in, but that one was much too tall for Tim Kiley.
5, 4, 4, 3, 6. The pot is $723.
We've got third down, and let's call it 12. That was a 2-yard loss on the first play. Again, 4-down territory for Swampscott. They've got nothing to lose. This is the running play, and this is a good game for Stone.
And
he's
loose. Goodwin's going to have to catch me. He's not going to catch him.
It worked.
No
Stone
flag.
has some speed. He has some speed.
Touchdown, Deep Blue.
So the trickery works again. Swampscott came back to the run on the 3rd and 12 play, and Gloucester wasn't ready, and they paid the price. 36-yard touchdown run for Stone.
Jamie Wall going off with a little bit of a limp. But no limp on that running play.
Excuse me.
As Stone does show some good speed.
So we got a wrong score on the scoreboard. It's showing 29-12. It's actually 24-12. And Swampscott's going for 2 here.
Inside handoff, and he's got some running room.
Once again, he breaks the
Stone
tackle.
again.
And it's 24-14. Swampscott makes it interesting. We thought this could be kind of a shootout, JD. It's been a bit of a bizarre.
Never thought Swampscott would be doing on the ground what they're doing.
Right.
But it's a good game plan. Gloucester, as we saw, came out with a different defensive look, prepared to cover all the wideouts of Swampscott. And Swampscott has mixed it up very, very nicely. And as we said, they're having some fun. They're doing what they can to stick with this powerful Fisherman team, and they're doing a pretty good job of it.
And we've got 5:26 to go in the third quarter. Swampscott scores quickly to get back to 24-14. Basically, two big plays. One was a pass play, 12-yard gain on the pass, 12-yard gain on the fumble, and then the big 36-yard run.
They get the two-point conversion at 24.
Yes.
He's saying they didn't. No, they did. He's got it. He's way in the corner. I wish you were ready.
Kickoff by Pratt's an onside kick.
Oh,
And
no!
they had a chance. They might still have it. And they have the kick. They have nothing to lose.
No. Let's see who comes up off the pile with the ball.
They should have had it the first time, and they got it the second time.
Swampscott onside kick recovered by number 33, Christopher Kane.
Christopher Kane, number 33.
They're going to give
wound up with
Kane,
it.
right, Christopher Kane.
On the loss to 40-yard line.
And obviously excellent field position. And we didn't call it, so we can't say
No.
that we were a little bit fooled too.
As we said, there's been some interesting stuff going on the Swampscott side with the coaching staff. And absolutely right, nothing to lose.
And it's a running play.
And they're running again.
And it's going to work. Ahead for about 8 yards on the play.
Been out of bounds by Kookaroo and Testaverde,
And that was
but with some yardage.
Alex Stone once again. And now Kane checks in for Stone.
And the Swampscott side has come alive.
Second and 1.
We haven't seen Nick Camerlengo at this half, and he had a nice run at the end of the second quarter. I don't know if he was shaken up on that at all, but he's standing on the sideline, so I guess he's okay. Second and a long one, and everybody jumps.
Long count's going to cost themselves 5 yards.
Well, 3 guys thought it was a certain count. The other 7 did.
Bob McGlinchey, if you can hear me upstairs, check Bart Drone's mic. I'm not picking him up.
So now it goes back to a 2nd and 6 situation. And they're at the 36-yard line. 3 receivers out to the left again, and it's going to be a running play.
Come with the running play.
And they're going to do it until Gloucester stops him, I guess, now. And Kane gets ahead for...
Kevin Testaverde got a hand on him. It looked like he had a little more running room, but Kevin reached out, able to grab hold.
Gets down to about the 33, so close to the 32. We're going to call it a 3rd and a long 2. Now, Swampscott seems a little bit uncertain about the play this time. And there's going to be 2 receivers to either side. Kane remains the running back. And it's a running play once again, and it's going to be good for the first down, I believe. It's going to be close anyway.
If they got it over the 30, the spot. The Swampscott, big blue people down to our right.
I rated
I've had everybody on this side.
I rated a really
blue.
bad spot.
That's off.
And Swampscott forced to call a timeout.
Either that or a measurement, seeking a measurement.
Now they're signaling that they called the timeout. With that spot, it's definitely not a first down. It looked from up here, from our angle, that he was on the yard marker, or over it, which would have given him the first down. But with the spot there, a couple of feet short.
You know why it looked like he was on the 30-yard line? Because he was
on the 30
Yeah, that's why it looked like it.
I know your straight lines now.
Yeah.
I can give you the
There you go.
punchline.
What can I say? You know how I feel about how they mark the ball in high school football.
So an interesting call coming up for Swampscott. They want to take advantage of the onside kick.
We also might want to see if they go to the regular quarterback under center situation again. No, they're going to stick with the
yet.
Right. Well, they did down on the goal line for the touchdown in the first half.
You're right.
So handoff.
They come with the running play. This is the first down, and that's
more. So Swampscott is taking it to Gloucester on the ground.
Kyle
JD.
Goodwin, good short tackle. Certainly prevented further damage.
And Stone is doing the most of the damage here in the second half, and he was on that carry. He's been alternating a little bit with Kane. And it's going to get very interesting if Swampscott can knock it in here, JD. First and 10 at the 18-yard line. And now Gloucester has to be aware of that run. It's going to be a throw. And looking to the corner.
Almost intercepted and almost caught. Testaverde get a hand on it.
Pass intended for Chris Smith, incomplete.
I think
Second
Jimmy
down,
Eunice
Big Blue.
that time lined up as a nose guard. He came straight up over the center.
Okay, it's
I didn't see
the
him lined up in the
defensive line
defensive. Let's see
is-
what they look like they've got Eunice in the middle of the defensive line now.
okay. Resident La Traverser out there. O'Connor is
Connor
at
the defensive end on this side, Murray the defensive on the other side. So they moved Jimmy Eunice into the middle of the defensive line, trying to create some defensive pressure up the middle, obviously. And here he
Straight
comes.
drop back, pressure, throws it to the sideline.
Deflected again. by
Testaverde was there
Testaverde.
again, yeah.
Smith, the intended receiver. So good, two good defensive plays by Tyler Testaverde.
So Gloucester is now going with 5 down linemen, as it were, and 1 linebacker.
Well, they're going to try to take away that
Reed is
running
kind
game that's been successful by putting Eunice in the middle.
Reed is kind of a combination defensive back and outside linebacker in this defensive set. But Reed is covering the slot man. Gloucester showing blitz. This one is a flanker screen, and it could have been more.
Thank you.
Incomplete pass. to Swampscott.
Incomplete pass. That was a catchable football,
Yeah.
and Kylie would have only had 1 man to beat.
That was a flanker screen. Basically, it wasn't a screen in the fact that there were no offensive linemen. They
It's a
crisscrossed.
little bit of a pick play.
A little bit of a pick play, but the other receiver is supposed to block for him after he cuts across.
That had been completed. That could have been very, very
Okay,
interesting.
a big 4th and 10. Might want to look for them to try and go to the end zone this time. Yes, and he's got a man open, and he's got a touchdown. And that was a good play. Chris Smith with the catch.
Got deep on the defender.
18-yard touchdown pass. And you don't want to let him get by you, and Gloucester did. And this is a football
you said,
game.
Bardron, the gamble could be go to the end zone. That's exactly what they did. They sent Smith deep. He beat the coverage. Beat just finds him. And who would have thought late in the third period we got a football game?
And let's just be really glad that Tyler Strope will cover that ball. I mean, it would have changed the whole field position situation.
Right.
But
we couldn't even guess what would have happened afterwards.
it would have changed the whole flow of the game. But and the intensity.
Swampscott forced to call another timeout, so there's a couple that
They could use
burned
those
already.
perhaps at the end of the game. And it's a 24-20 game. We may see Pratt attempt to kick because that would put them within the field goal. I think he has a field goal earlier in the season.
If they have a kicker, I think at this point you kick it. You don't want to.
Yes,
Give
but
yourself a
you also
4-point
have to
margin.
think that if they get one, JD, but if Gloucester scores again, then they're behind by 9.
Right.
So I have to feel that
Okay,
Gloucester might
Kimasabi.
score again.
It's a chess match. You're one
Yeah.
ahead of me as usual.
Okay, well, I'm not. I'd say
Well, I like your optimism.
I'd say the likelihood of Swampscott needing a field goal to make it 24-21 is less than them needing a touchdown to make it 28-28. If Gloucester was a miss, 30-30. If Gloucester was a
Well,
miss,
they have
the
brought
next 2-point conversion.
they have brought a kicker out. It is Pratt.
Okay, they're going to go for it. Okay, could be a fake
Unless
too.
it's a fake.
They're doing the old swing
Smith is
game
the
here
holder.
with the offensive line coming back.
Looks like a conventional kicker, straight ahead. They are going to kick it, and it's a shot, but no good.
No good. Okay, so it remains 24-20.
The score Gloucester 24,
And,
Swampscott Big Blue 20.
It would behoove the fishermen to do something with the next
I'd
possession.
say a good sustained drive, and Gloucester has given Swampscott a couple of opportunities. They made an opportunity for themselves with the onside kick. and they put Gloucester under a little bit of pressure that they haven't really been in, with the exception of the Lynn Classical game, this late in a football game. So a well-designed march would be in order here.
All right, Pratt is the kickoff man for Swampscott, and it's usually usually Goodwin and Jesse Williams, but it may be Testaverde going back in this situation. And it is Testaverde and Goodwin for the kickoff now. I would say that the Gloucester front line will be a tad more alert this time as
fool me
he approaches
once,
the ball.
shame on me. Fool me twice. No, that doesn't apply here.
Whatever.
But in any event, Gloucester will be alert.
1:57 to go in the third period. 24-20, Fisherman. An interesting game, in some ways a bizarre game.
Now
It's another onside kick, and they got it. Gloucester with J.D. Curley right on it. And, hey, I like it.
It works. Try it again. Didn't quite have a bounce. It had to get by Curley in order to go the 10 yards.
Yeah, he caught it right at the 50, so it was a live kick, but obviously he's going to go to it.
On the 50-yard
Showed those good hands.
Well, so Gloucester, if they are going to go marching, will be starting with excellent field position.
Right at the 50, tight formation, long count. Palazzolo with a drop. He's got Goodwin deep. Goodwin's wide open. Goodwin's got the
makes
ball.
the catch,
He got the
breaks
catch
the
and breaks the
tackle.
tackle. And so much for that 4-point lead.
A little bit underthrown. We got somebody hurt back here, and maybe Nolan Palazzolo.
Okay.
I just see what happened. Actually, and that probably accounts for why he was a little bit underthrown. Nolan must have been hit as he let it go. Dunnigan was back there, and Goodwin made just a fine catch, and Dunnigan couldn't hang on to him. But I think we know the reason why the ball was underthrown, as we see Mary Ellen Zelski tending to Nolan. So he must have been hit. He's up.
Could just be a cramp, we hope.
Okay. Looks like he's walking okay. Being helped by his teammate Jimmy Eunice.
Yeah. And you're right. I mean, he threw the ball as far as he could, as quickly as he could, considering the pressure. Goodwin had the separation of 7 or 8 yards and had to come back for the ball, but got
good job by Goodwin coming back, because by the ball being slightly underthrown, and now we know why it was underthrown. Goodwin has to make an adjustment. The coverage was better than it was as the play was developing, but Goodwin comes back, gets a hand on it, makes a catch, and into the end zone. Kevin Latraverse on the kick. On count.
Latraverse's kick is
Drills
no
it,
good.
but probably wide.
Yeah, wide left.
Plenty of leg.
Plenty of leg, yeah.
Pull it left.
Gloucester 30 and Swampscott 20.
So we said they had to get a sustained march. And they took care of it in one fell swoop. So they answered very quickly the Swampscott touchdown.
I didn't mean to desert your coverage there for a second, but I was asking the clock person why the clock was running. Once again, I guess he's behind the referees and he's making up the time while the clock is technically stopped after the touchdown.
As fast as that first period was, this third period is long.
Well, you also have a bunch of touchdowns, which usually do stop the clock.
Cause and effect.
I've been told about that anyway. At any rate, both the Gloucester and Swampscott have scored 2 touchdowns apiece in this period. We had a 16-6 halftime lead. Hence, since the extra points have evened out, we have a 30-20 lead now at this point in time, KD. And shootout.
Hence, you're right, Kimasabi. We thought it was going to be a shootout. We didn't realize that Swampscott would show the resiliency that they have thus far.
And for the second time today, Gloucester scored on the first play from scrimmage. Dunnigan will carry it up to the left side. He's got a little roll. Gets the outside.
Breaks loose. Goodwin's the only one there. Goodwin drags him down, but not before he gets into Gloucester territory.
Kick return by number 23, John Dunnigan.
So Dunnigan with about a 35-yard return into Gloucester territory at about the 45-yard line. This sparks Swampscott. And now the Gloucester defense is guessing, JD, because they've struck
we
on
got
the
a flag.
ground. Oh,
It's coming back.
didn't see that flag. That's
Didn't
a
see
late
the
one.
flag back around the 40.
Okay.
So
That's a
good
tough
field
break for
position
Swampscott.
is wiped out as they're backed up to the 29, their own
Yeah.
29.
Yeah, that's a penalty that cost them 36 yards. I'm sorry, 26 yards.
Ball on the Swampscott
I didn't see the
30-yard
flag,
line,
and I haven't
first
seen the
down,
signal
10
by
yards.
the official.
I love the fact that the clock's always running when the game is going. That's what I like about this game.
Little movement, no flag.
No flag.
Got a
Man
receiver,
open.
what a catch!
Nice catch by
That's Chris Smith.
Chris Smith again, yeah. He caught the touchdown. I thought that one was a little tall, but he made the play.
Nice pair of hands on Chris Smith. That was a little tall. He went up a little bit, reached out, makes the catch, and now they're in Gloucester territory.
First down, and they start the clock moving. They've got
Maybe
big
one more
23
play
yards
this
on that
period.
game.
Now
we
they're
got
saying
time.
that is the end of the third period.
Okay. And that wraps it up. A very exciting third period. And Gloucester on top 30-20. We'll be back momentarily. Welcome back to fourth quarter action in Gloucester High football in Adelphia. I'm Bob Drone along with J.D. McEachran, and a mild November day. The sun is quickly going down in the west or east or wherever it goes down. This game started at 2 o'clock because of the SATs, and it was a pretty quick first half, and it was a long and lengthy third period, but Gloucester with a nice touchdown pass from Nolan Palazzola to Kyle Goodwin on the first play from scrimmage after they recovered Swampscott's second onside kick of the third period. Puts Gloucester on top 30-20, but Swampscott is back in Gloucester territory. And we're looking to see if Nolan Palazzola, is he out there on defense or not? I don't think so,
I don't
JD.
see him.
Oh, he's over there on the left side.
Okay.
And Eunice is going to wrap up the running back this time. They went to the well once too often.
Right.
Lots of reverse there, too. But the running attack has worked for Swampscott here today. Their most recent touchdown
Thomas
on the
in
pass.
that defensive line, too, coming with a little more size up front.
So we're pretty sure it's just a cram situation for Nolan Palazzola. I saw him working on his little leg exercises between periods, and now he's out there at the left corner, the farthest defensive back away from us. In this
Eunice back to the defensive end, as we said, Thomas one of the defensive tackles.
2nd and 12 after 2-yard loss. Looking down to the left sideline, this is again Smith, and he's got the catch.
Reed rides him out of bounds, but Beatrice, he pretty much tells you where you're going to throw the football, but he finds his target, and they get a first down.
14-yard gain on the play.
First down for Swampscott.
And by the way, that was Beatrice's 24th touchdown pass of the season earlier in the third period. This is the handoff, and this
Nowhere.
is Murray
No.
first, and then everybody else behind him. Murray
They're going
slowed
to
it
take the
down.
run away. You're going to have to beat them through the air now is basically what they're saying. As we said, they come in with Thomas in the defensive line, Lotta versus in the defensive line.
Yeah, even Kyle Goodwin was up on that from the secondary. So that was a little bit of a run blitz situation, but it was almost unnecessary because Murray had the play stacked up.
Second down for Swampscott and 12.
Well, they lost 2 yards on a running play to start this sequence, to start the quarter, I should say, because the drive originally started on the 29 at the end of the third period. But then they got a nice 15-yard gain. Now they lost 2 yards on first down again, and they're back through the air. Gloucester with some pressure. Beatrice with another. That one is. Okay, they're going to say it's incomplete. Yeah.
He had it, and as he
incomplete, intended for number 1.
tried to bring it in, it got away from him a little bit.
It wouldn't have been enough for a first down, but it would have had Swampscott now near the Gloucester 30. Now they're looking at 3rd and 12 from the 40.
Now they
kind of
now I
had a half huddle there.
well, and I see something with a half huddle. I'll talk about it in a second.
Fake the draw, looking along the sideline. Oh! Just missed. It was a good idea, a little pump and go off the fake to Jeff Pratt.
Two fakes. They faked the handoff to the running back that they pump, but Reed with good enough coverage. And what they're doing
Ishai
is...
King was also there where he should have been on the play.
Okay, the receivers have the plays on a little thing on their forearm. So there's some sort of a hand signal. So those they don't go into the huddle. And when the play is signaled in, you can see them looking at, I thought they were wondering what time it was, and I realized none of them were wearing watches.
Biggest play of the game for Swampscott, 4th and 12. They need to convert. They're still 2 scores away.
No, that was read beautifully by Latraverse.
And Leo Latraverse, and then his brother came up right behind him. But Leo Latraverse made the play, the linebacker 41.
Knew exactly where that was going.
Now, against this Gloucester team, you never want to throw short and expect your skilled people to get the yardage. You want to, on a 4th down situation, get the receiver to the point where he's going to have the first down.
Now, Latraverse saw that, Leo Latraverse saw that absolutely all the way, and comes up just as the ball is caught. It was a pass at the reception, but tackled by Latraverse took care of anything after that. Gloucester takes over.
First and 10 from their own 40. Might be time to run a little clock, and it's the fullback Ciccolone ahead for about 5 yards. Gloucester, I think, did the right thing when it was 24-20, JD. They went right back to the pass play and went for the jugular. They decided that 4 points was not something that they didn't want to have a 4-point lead. They wanted a bigger lead, and went for the big play, especially with the field position they got after they recovered the onside kick. But now is the time to try and grind it out a little on the ground.
No, there's a Swampscott player shaking up a little bit. That's Sabag, one of the captains.
Yep, number 64. Okay, clock moving once again. 2nd and 5 from the 45. McKechnie leads them out. Reza and Thomas the guards. O'Connor and Stropel the tackles. Whoa, ball is on the ground. I think Ciccolone covered it. Little fight there.
Wrestler badge underneath.
Yeah. Palzone also might have got it back himself, but it's Gloucester ball.
Gloucester recovers the fumble.
So that puts Gloucester back in a 3rd and 7. We'll see if they're going to try and throw for it or run for it. It's really turned into a beautiful fall day in November.
Could not have been nicer, and we've got a football game that's kind of fun too.
Murray,
up
Danny gets back at the line of scrimmage. That's good.
Palazzola under pressure.
Got some pressure, but he's also got Eunice wide open. And he's going to break some tackles, folks. All right, nice shoestring play there by Stone, I believe. Got him. And nice play. And once again, Murray takes the defense with him, and the second person in the pattern is Eunice. And all Palazzola has to do, although he's got that pressure from that one man, is keep his cool and hit that second receiver coming across.
Well, the pressure was there, but then he slipped down, and that enabled Palazzola to set up. Eunice had curled into the flat area, and Nolan put it exactly in the right spot, and Jimmy shows a little running ability and agility after making the catch.
Nice 22-yard gain. I'm sorry, 32-yard gain. Reverse to Murray. Murray gets ahead of his blockers a little bit, gets whacked.
I don't know who hit him, but somebody says, look at this big target rolling over this way, carrying the football.
Paid the price a little bit there, but he
down by number 8, Eric Fields for Swampscott.
I think he got him with his shoulder. And
got 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, it's a 5-yard gain. It's certainly good for the fishermen, and they want to keep the ball on the ground. They had to go to the pass on 3rd and 7. And here's Testaverde trying to get to the outside, and he'll get close to a first down, but he'll be a couple yards short.
Run down by Canty.
Good pursuit that time.
Yeah, good pursuit. They strung it out a little bit.
Canty showed good lateral speed here today when Gloucester's gone wide. And, of course, the first time Gloucester went wide, it was a 63-yard touchdown run by Testaverde. But entertaining high school game, especially that third quarter, J.D.
Absolutely. That's why you come. You don't know what's going to happen. On paper, it looked like it'd be a long afternoon for the Big Blue, but they had some stuff that they put into the game plan and certainly made it interesting. Good one, boys attack over there. He's
wingback carry, and he's not going to get the first down. So the Gloucester's going to be looking at a fourth down play. And Canty once again with a nice defensive stop. No gain on that play for Gloucester. Still 4th and 2.
Fourth down and 2 for Gloucester.
Well, the clock is moving, and if Gloucester gets this first down, they'd have to turn the ball over for Swampscott to get back in the game. So this is a fairly crucial play, but Swampscott is behind by 2 scores.
We'll put it on the crucial side of the ledger and see what happens.
Come on.
Tight formation.
Hold it.
Palazzolo on the keeper.
Palazzolo on the keeper. He's got enough speed to get the corner.
And he gets the first down. And if he hadn't tripped initially, he might have had the
Pratt
touchdown.
gets over there and makes the play, but I think you're right. If Nolan hadn't stumbled a little bit, he would have been going in the end zone.
Yeah.
Or actually, he would have been in the end zone and on his way back.
And
the ball of the referee.
I'm still always totally impressed at how well he runs to his left. And, of course, he ran that one in against Lynn Classical when Gloucester was coming back on a 4th down play. All right, Fisherman, 1st and 10 inside the 20-yard line. What are we going to get?
Timeout call by Swampscott. Let me do a couple quick things here.
Yeah.
So I won't be remiss. I want to say a welcome home to Pete Denon, Nate Denon's dad. Pete had a little serious situation, and he's been in the hospital for a bit. I understand he's home and hopefully well on the road to recovery. And that good fan of ours that we like to make sure we note all our fans, as we said, we know of 2. We've had a little fun with Linda Burns. Bob Burns is the broadcast partner for either one of us. When one of us can't be there, Bob's filled in a couple times this year. And they recently became grandparents again. And as I said, I love to have fun with the wondrous Lindy Lou. But Bob's mother, Marie, who you would never, ever know is now a great-grandmother, tunes in faithfully every Tuesday, whether Bob Burns is broadcasting or not. And my apologies for not including her when we gave a rundown of the Burns family. But Marie sends her best to her great-grandchildren, and we send our best to her.
Okay, a reminder that Marblehead is coming up on Friday night as we speak to you on a Tuesday in the delayed broadcast that we bring to you now. And then we've got Danvers at home on Thanksgiving, so the Gloucester seniors wind up with 2 more home games. And then hopefully some postseason action. Whitman-Hanson, we suspect.
I think they wrapped it up last night.
Oh, they did, okay.
Giacalone
ahead for about 3. We understand it's going to be rotating home games as long as the MIA employs the semifinals and finals deal that has been instituted this year. So the Northeastern Conference would have a home game next season, J.D.
Well, it's also going to be interesting because we hear Whitman-Hanson has a very small seating capacity. So
we better leave early.
Kind of pay attention and absolutely leave early because you're going to the other side of Boston. We'll cross those bridges when we have to come to them.
Okay, right now, Gloucester's trying to wrap up a 30-20 win. They've got a 2nd down and 9. Testaverde with the cutback and gets ahead for about 5, right down to about the 10-yard line.
He was slowed down a little bit at the line of scrimmage by Canty. Canty's
we got the 2-minute warning
from Swampscott over here.
Oh, no, we don't have the 2-minute warning.
Timeout again by Swampscott. Canty's had a big game. He's been a busy kid out there, and certainly I think a lot of these Swampscott kids could feel real good about themselves. As we said, Gloucester comes in here, top the Northeastern Conference. It was basically a situation of name the score, but Swampscott has some other ideas, has some things ready for Gloucester. A number of them worked, a few of them didn't, but you just have to like the way that they had a lot of good preparation, obviously. They got some nice ball players down there, but in the end, it's just going to be a question of Gloucester with too much.
Basically comes down to 2 consecutive plays. J.D. Curley right on top of that second onside kick, and then the 50-yard touchdown pass before Swampscott can even get a chance to appreciate the fact that they had pulled within 4.
And as you noted, a beautiful day and a nice crowd here for a Saturday afternoon. And most of them have stuck around. I think anybody and everybody, regardless whether you're wearing maroon or you're wearing blue, thinks they got their money's worth today.
Third and about 6 from just inside the 10-yard line. Original line of scrimmage just a little inside the 15. Gloucester comes out with Murray set out to the right. Testaverde kind of in the slot. Testaverde in motion. Swampscott might have jumped
on the motion.
Fake.
Flag
and
is
we
up,
got
and they got
Eunice in the end zone.
wide open.
We'll see what the call is. I think it's offside. I think that's going to count.
I didn't see any movement on the Gloucester side. Swampscott clearly jumped in there.
I thought they reacted to the motion man, which they've done on a couple of occasions today, but that was severe. Palazola.
It is a touchdown.
It is a touchdown from 10 yards out to Jimmy Eunice. And a nice fake by Palazola. And Eunice was, as they say, wide open. Well, it's kind of a cosmetic touchdown for the Fishermen, J.D. I consider this one basically a 10-point game. But the Fishermen did take care of business after Swampscott cut it to 24-20. Palazola looks for Murray.
Murray slipped a little bit.
That was a jump ball, and once again, a good job by Jeff Pratt.
Yeah, Pratt's another young man that's had a busy day and has done a good job for himself. But you can see Danny slipped just a little bit, but Pratt got back there in coverage, able to knock the ball away.
We have to remember that Kyle Beatrice is just a junior, J.D., so.
Will be presenting trophies to Swampscott's outstanding offensive and defensive player at each home game.
Pratt is just a junior. Alex Stone, number 31, is just a sophomore. So they've got some offensive people coming back.
They're giving out some awards here to the Swampscott kids. Alex Stone, number 31, gets the offensive player.
Defensive player is number 58, Pat Canty.
Okay, he went with our selector. We like it. We didn't get a vote.
Also, number 33, Kane, is just a junior.
Now, they got some youngsters. There are some seniors. Saw a lot of action here today for Swampscott.
And Camerlengo, their starting running back, is also a junior.
You said Beatrice is a junior, right?
That's what it says here.
Okay.
Junior? Yeah. Yeah, Smith and Lawler, the wide receivers, are both seniors, and of course Dunnigan, the captain, is a senior. And most of their good linemen are seniors, so they're gonna have to find a line to support the skill people next year. But if you got some pitch and catch people and a good running back, it's always nice. 36-20, 1:41 it says on the clock here. We figure that it's pretty official. Dunnigan catches it. I mean, not Dunnigan, but Kane. Dunnigan's 23, Kane is 33.
Returned by number 33, Christopher Kane. That will be first down for the Big Blue.
First and 10 for Swampscott at the 30-yard line. Gloucester's going to stick with some most of their starters. They've got number 21 checking in, though. And that's Paul Simon.
Playing some safety, probably, as he has a number of times this season. Williams caught him out on the side as he has been. Basically, the starting group, 16-point lead, but not wanting to take any chances.
Looking over the middle deep.
With the receiver.
And Simon was there. And also Goodwin was there.
Swampscott pass incomplete. It'll be second down and 10.
I think Simon had to be a little screened on that. He was paying attention to the intended receiver. And
he was closing on the ball.
He had the best shot at it.
He did have the best shot at it, but the receiver didn't really extend his arms.
Right. Well, I think Simons' presence probably had a little something to do with that.
Yes.
He didn't want to get popped. Quick look to the right side on a little
quick toss to the flanker,
try
to see what he can get, and he gets 10 yards out of it.
Number 18, Beatrice, to number 6,
Tim Kiley, who's done a good job here today. And Kylie's a junior, so they got Kylie back next year too.
I think you're right. I just took a quick look over their roster. They've got to find some linemen for next year, but the skilled people and Beatrice back. Circle this game next year down at Newell Stadium. Got to feel it's half as much fun as what we saw here this afternoon.
We'll hope it's a windy Friday night. Long count. Beatrice looks deep over the middle. This one is knocked down by Testaverde.
Testaverde.
Chris Smith coming
around. Flag.
Now, wow.
They're finally going to make the call that Swampscott's been pleading for.
I'm going to tell you something, JD. If there was any penalty on that play, it was Smith pushing off on Testaverde. And there was a little, oh boy. If they were going to call it, they should have called it on any three earlier in the game.
Actually, there haven't been that many flags in the game.
No.
Gloucester, if they've been penalized, they haven't been penalized too often.
Well, it's been amazingly penalty-free for Gloucester, as a matter of fact. Murray on the pressure, and the deep
it's going to be a touchdown.
So Swampscott puts one on there.
Well, we're going to see one more onside kick.
38 seconds to go. Obviously, they'll go for two to try and get within 8. And stranger things have happened in the world of football.
Well, Gloucester kept this first defense in, but the defensive back on that side went for the interception or the deflection, and the ball caught nicely.
And
just a question of keeping his feet after that, and he goes.
Touchdown pass number 25 for Beatrice, and that play will really pad his stats a bit too.
Big 2-point play.
Long count, Beatrice with a quarterback draw.
He's going to go in.
Yeah, it works. I wondered if they had that play in their repertoire because they hadn't used it all day.
They've had an interesting repertoire.
Yeah.
Now we're going to have a little fun with an onside kick.
36-28. Again, the clock keeper chooses to run off time on the extra point, so I have no idea how this is all worked out. He's coordinated with the officials, JD, but it has been very confusing.
Well, we didn't think that Swampscott having to use timeouts during the second half was going to be all that important. But now, with any kind of an onside kick recovery, they might want to have those timeouts back.
Yes, really.
But they've got to recover the onside kick first. Gloucester's got his hands team. In the middle is Simon. Lattraverse, Reed, Gigaloni, Palazzola, people that are used to handling the football. I think that's Jesse Williams over the far side. Gloucester with 9 men up pretty close to
JD
the
Curley
50.
and Kukuru and Kevin Lattraverse are in the second line. And Testaverde and Goodwin are up close. They're not even thinking about...
Let's see how they choose to do it. They might want to just try to punch it over the front line. He doesn't.
It's covered, and Gloucester can go for it when it hasn't gone 10 yards, and Jack Reed latched onto it, and that's the ball game, we hope.
Yeah, I think the idea is try to get a bounce and maybe get it to go up over one of the Gloucester up men. And the momentum of Swampscott, if they're able to do that, would obviously give Swampscott either real good field position or certainly deep into Gloucester territory. But Reed, and that's what you do. You put your people, again, that are used to handling the football up close, and Reed scoops it up nicely, and Gloucester will just take a couple of knees.
And there's knee number 1. I don't think Swampscott, I think if they have a timeout left, they're not going to bother because one wouldn't make much difference. And they could be totally exhausted at timeouts because they stopped the clock when Gloucester was on their last drive. So that's going to wrap it up here.
That should be it.
And an entertaining ball game. We wound up with 64 points on the board. For a long time, it looked like it might just be 16 points in the first half. Swampscott struck on the ground. They struck through the air. The Fishermen struck on the ground. They struck through the air. Gloucester looked very, very sharp offensively at times. And they contributed a couple turnovers in the second quarter. The second quarter is not their quarter this year. There's no doubt about that. And we thought the biggest play in the game was when Gloucester responded to Swampscott being behind just 24-20. Well, the two biggest plays were they recovered the onside kick, the second of 3 onside kicks by Swampscott, and they got the 50-yard touchdown play from Palazzolo to Goodwin. But entertaining high school football, J.D.
Well, we said at the top we didn't. It would not serve Gloucester well to have all easy games to finish out their schedule with, and have to go down and look at a real tough, what we think is a tough Whitman-Hanson team in the Super Bowl. We thought that the test here for Gloucester today was going to be in pass coverage, but Swampscott has some ideas. They did things on the ground that Gloucester probably didn't think they were either going to do or able to do. And you're right. By doing so, they made themselves. They did themselves proud, and I think they can walk out of here feeling good about themselves. No such thing as a moral victory, but good effort by Swampscott. Made for a lot of fun. I've enjoyed doing it. Bud Rowan.
Okay, that's going to wrap it up for J.D. McEachern and Bob McGlinchey up on the roof. I'm Bob Drowan, and once again, that final score, Gloucester 36, Swampscott 28. Come on out to the Marblehead game at home on Friday, and we're looking forward to postseason play, and we'll tell you all about that down the road. Good night.
Oh, die.